All right, and we're live. Welcome back to the stream, everyone. Day 4 of building GoalPost. This morning, we're going to be working on a couple features that we left off on last night. Let's launch the app so that I can show you all what we're doing and what we've been working on. Last night, we had an incredible stream. Hundreds of people were watching. We got a ton of stuff done. The channel's growing. Our community's growing. This is pretty big. So I'm gonna drop a link in our Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, you should do that. That's where all the announcements are. So let's see here. We have a issue with our sim. Looking good, looking good. All right, welcome to GoalPost. Here's what the app's looking like. So yesterday, I just want to cover briefly what we did. We got a ton of UI improvements for one, and the UI improvements went hand in hand with also some Backend API updates that we made. You can see here that the goal cards are looking great. We have social functionality. I can like comments on goal posts. I can comment myself. What's up? Comment on somebody's goal post. Like my own post. Something that we need to work on today is the sharing functionality and the bookmarking functionality. That's definitely on the list. I'm gonna pull up the stream real quick here so we can share it on the Discord here. All right, I gotta update a couple different things on my end. I'll probably be streaming for about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, so. All right. Just had to do a couple things for the stream. Kind of getting it set up. Yeah, we're gonna be working for a while, so. All right. Oh. Just had to do a couple things. Hey Linux, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're working on some of those projects. The Linux thing he's working on. He's in our Discord and he was working on some projects that he was showing us, and they looked pretty legit. Yeah, those were cool. Yeah, definitely some UI. The UI was really solid on what you showed me. All right, let's get it. Let's get started. So something that we need to be thinking about is this leaderboard that we worked on. The leaderboard there's like a couple different ways that people can rank on a leaderboard. I'm not sure what the best way or the best filtering for a leaderboard would be. Yeah, Linux, that's awesome. Drinking some coffee, chilling, nothing better. Or should I say vibing? All right, something that we were working on last night was our testing suite. And we kind of ended the night early, but you can see here that we have a huge testing suite now. We have quite a bit, but I want to see how many are actually failing. We have 5 test suites that are still failing, 6 tests from those 5 that are failing. So let's drop in our API and run the test suite. Yeah, I'd like to get some working tests in here for sure. Yeah, 6 failing out of 244 though. I mean, we have 244 tests. That's pretty good. Hey, if you just got on and you're watching, give the stream a like, because I'm pretty sure that if you like the stream, it kind of helps the stream get out there more and it helps the stream grow. So if you could throw a like on the video, then we can get a ton of watchers in here. It's very surprising. I've seen just on day 1 I had max 2 watchers, and then on day 2 I had like 6 watchers max, and then on day 3 I had 12, and then it was 22, and then I think last night the peak viewers was like 33. So in 4 days I went from 2 viewers to 33, which in my mind is a pretty big jump. So I was kind of taken aback a little bit. It was really cool. All right, something that needs to get fixed on the leaderboard page here, the screen, is I need to be able to close this screen. There's no way for me to get off the screen. Yeah, right now there's nothing to even close the screen. There it is. All right, let's see how our test suite's doing. Looks like we still are working here. Oh wow, we have more tests, some that are now failing. Pope just asked, what are the tests that you just ran? What are they doing? What are they for? And how did you create them? So when you're working with Nest.js, I'll just do a quick overview of how this works. So Nest.js is a module architecture. So you have different features of your project, and those features get separated into modules. So here I have auth, goals, leaderboard, reporting, search, sessions, and those are all modulated into different modules. And what I do is, using Cursor, I create jest tests. So I create unit tests and other tests that mock the services. So what these tests do, if I open up one of the testing files, they import the actual controller and the actual service, and then it mocks, if you can see this mock social service, it mocks some of these service functions in the test file. So basically, when you use the test, you're mocking actual data coming through so that you can mock functionality. So here, you're describing likes, toggle likes, it should toggle like on goal, and then you pass in that factory, basically the mock data into the test. And then when you run the test suite, if I just run npm run test, all of those files, you can see it's running a ton of different testing files, and then one by one, it's just gonna go boom, 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 and it's gonna run all of them, and it's gonna tell me which ones of them failed and which ones of them passed. So I hope that answers your question, Pope. But yeah, we have 9 tests that are still failing, so we just want to make sure that all of our test suite is running properly. It's a good thing to have. We've got 311 tests total, and 10 of them are failing. Pope just asked, am I kind of in the final stage of production to be running these tests? Kind of, yeah. I'm pretty far along in the MVP now. We're moving really fast. I've been streaming every day for the past couple days, and when you're using AI to program, you can move really fast. So I would say we're getting close. you know, I would estimate that we're about a week or two away from actually getting this app on the App Store. So we'll see. But the reason I'm doing the test is just that before my code base gets any bigger, you know, I want to make these tests because it would be hard later on to kind of go back through and have to fix any issues that I have. It's easier when the code base is smaller. All right, oops, sorry. All right, we got 6 tests still failing. So Pope asked if I prompted Cursor for the test and if it just kind of knows what needs to be tested. Yeah, so Cursor is going to go through and, you know, Cursor's incredible now. The AI tools that we have now are incredible. So it goes through and it sees the entire code base and it says, hey, you know, what tests do we need for these different controllers? And it knows. So you're able to build tests very quickly, and you know, it's able to even run the suite. So you can see there, it ran npm run test or npm test, and it actually ran our test suite to see, hey, which tests are failing, which are passing. And it saw that we had three suites fail, and then it says, hey, excellent progress, you know, we've reduced the failing tests significantly, let me fix the 3 remaining issues. So, you know, pretty powerful tool for sure, but yeah, it does know what it's doing and what it needs to do. See how we're doing now. Three failed. All right, we're down to 3 failing. All right, we're gonna move on from the testing. We have a 99% success rate, so I feel like we can move on. Let's get started back into development. There we go. Pope says that love the explanation. He just started web dev, so this is new stuff to him. Is the iPhone on the right a plugin or an actual phone? And is Next.js routing similar for phones? So that's a great question. So this is an iOS simulator on the right. You can use, if you have a Mac or an Apple device, you can use this with Xcode. So for example, if I go here and I start the app, it gives me a couple different ways that I can launch the app. One of them being the iOS simulator. And when I click I, it basically bundles the build and launches it on the iOS simulator. It's great. I love it. Thank you, Apple. All right, we definitely need to create the bookmarking feature. So we have two features here. We have a share feature, and then we also have a bookmark feature. So if we go up to our enums, there's, I'm pretty sure, a couple different ways that we have for sharing in the enum. So share platform, internal, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Telegram, email, SMS, copy link. I don't know, that seems a little bit unnecessary. I don't know what all of your thoughts are, but having an enum for the share just seems a little bit unnecessary. Seems like it overcomplicates it. So if I go to the goals, is there going to be a goal share entity here? So yeah, so share platform. So you can literally see what platform it was shared on, which is interesting. I wonder what the best practice is here. I mean, should there be sharing, you know, of other people's goals? You know, I'm not sure. Share. All right, let's come back to that. Let's focus on goal save first. Save collection type. I'm not a big fan of the enums, I'm not gonna lie. Enums are sometimes a little bit finicky. Save collection. Yeah, I mean, I don't like that. Okay, so we have a couple things that I'm not a big fan of. We have a share platform and we have save collection, and there's essentially like different categories that you can save for goals, and there's like basically these default categories. So I'm not sure. I mean, do you want collections? You know, do you want categories to be able to say, hey, here are goals that I've liked that are in, you know, a fitness category that I'm following? Or do you just have a list of saved goals and you don't categorize them, if that makes sense? I kind of feel like categorizing makes it a little bit, adds a layer of complexity that people may not like. Let me know your thoughts. not going to worry about the share platform yet. All right, great. So now something that we have to do now that we've updated this, we've got to launch the database. So I'm going to cd into the database, and then I'm going to run npm run migration generate, and then I'm going to say this migration is update. I'm going to say remove save collection. Going to generate the migration, and then I'm going to run npm run migration run. That runs this. Looks good. So now our database is updated with that column removed. Now, please review the backend. Big request. Pope is wondering, he's interested in learning more about my background and if I'm doing this full time. Did I build any previous projects or come from a tech background? So, Pope, I came from a business background, specifically finance. I studied finance at Purdue University, and I taught myself how to program in high school. And then when I was in college, I got really good at programming. I was not really interested in my business studies. I found that college was a little bit of a waste of time. Kind of seemed like a little bit of the rat race to me. And I got really into programming because it was a skill that you could work on just by yourself, right? It's like if you're doing finance, most people are just planning on working at, a corporation and or starting their own business. You can't lump everybody into the same category, but the path forward for me was go get a job in downtown Indianapolis and work a 9-to-5 for 45 years until I die, basically. And I've always been entrepreneurial. I come from an entrepreneurial background. So when I was in college, I decided to drop out and pursue a startup opportunity that I had for an online mental health platform startup. And in a 6-month period, I wrote over 2 million lines of code, built the platform as the co-founder and CEO, and we had a team of over 30 therapists that were on the platform, and I had a development team and people working with me and alongside me, and it was a great experience. And now I'm really looking forward to finding my next thing. And to answer your question, if I'm doing this full time, I pretty much can do. I have a lot of freedom, and I think that business and the startup world gives you a lot of freedom. You have to work hard, but I think if you can find something that you enjoy, it helps you a lot more. And I'm really looking forward to finding something that I both enjoy and am passionate about, and I'm really enjoying this, what I'm doing now. So my plan is to keep doing this. All right, we're still working on this big feature. Right now, Cursor's updating the back end. So once it finishes updating the back end, it's gonna move to the front end. Yeah, Pope, I think that my philosophy on just work in general is that, some people are built for different things, and only at the end of the day if you're built for entrepreneurship or the startup world or building things. Some people like to just work for other people and feel like they belong as a part of a community or a part of a business, and that's great. They like collecting a paycheck that's stable. A lot of people like that, and it makes sense. It's not my thing. I need to have more than that. I need to be working towards something that is going to produce significant returns. Not just, if you're working at a corporation, you can expect to make, it obviously varies, different job types, but if I had stayed on the finance route, I would be making, $60,000 out of college for like 3 years, $60,000 a year, which is fine. That's good money, right? But what is it all for, right? What is commuting to work for? The commute was like 45 minutes to an hour with traffic. So it's like, hey, what is that for? You know, is that what we're built for as human beings, is to just wake up and go to work and not do anything else and just live and not go forward? You know, I think everybody at the bottom of their heart wants to start their own, you know, not everybody, but most people, I would say, want to do great things with their life, right? Like you want to be successful. We all have a drive to be successful and to do great things. And yeah, I mean, I think that programming is a fantastic way to be able to do some of those things and to accomplish some of those things. Because look at what I'm doing now. You know, I'm in my home and I'm building an app, and the app is going to be published on the App Store. And you know, I see that as moving forward in a great way. All right, so this is the social service is being updated, and the use saved goals hook was just updated. So we're getting close here to being ready to test this feature. The use goal save state is being updated. Looks good. I want to see this though. Save state. Personal note. Oh, I don't like the D asks, what am I building? I'm building a productivity app, essentially a social goal app. So GoalPost, you're able to create your goals and post them to the community. So here, I can go over to this goal page and click create goal. And then let's say I want to learn Spanish and put that in there. Continue, you can select whether it's a public or a private goal. Public, you can select this. You enter in your weekly commitment of how many hours you're looking to commit. Let's do 10, and then let's do November for a target date. You create your goal. Your goal is created, you can share it. You can create another goal, or just go back to goals. So here's my goal that I just created to learn Spanish, 10 hours a week, target date November 5th, 2025. And now this goal is posted, and this goal is publicly visible for people to see. Did I make it public or private? I forget. Probably, we just found a little bit of a bug. Is it, what did we even do? I forgot. Did we make it private or public? Also, if you're new to the stream and you haven't subscribed or liked the video yet, if you could do that, it would be super helpful, because right now I'm trying to grow the community. I'm trying to grow a following so that we can build things together and I can share and grow. And if you could just like the video if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel, that would be really, really helpful for me. Thank you. So yeah, so let's go to goals, and in the database, we can check out the goal that we just made. It's public. All right. So I just found a little bit of a bug in the program. So you can see, you know, I just posted this goal, but if I go over to my profile, it's not, I guess it just updated, but it updated because I had to scroll up and like refresh. It would be better if, you know, this worked on startup. Yeah, D says, so basically the idea is to post public so that the user would be more in peer pressure to reach the goal. Yeah, it's kind of like accountability, and yeah, accountability and productivity in one. Because another feature that I didn't show you was that you basically go over here and you create a focus session, and then you select the goal that you're focusing on. So, you know, you allocate that 10 hours that you're targeting, and then you actually create these focus sessions. So you create that, and it's kind of like a Pomodoro timer. So JJ just asked, he said, what's your tech stack, and did you create apps in the past? Yeah, JJ, so welcome to the stream. I just talked about this a minute ago, but if you're new here, like and sub. And a little bit about my tech stack. So the tech stack that we're working on right now is we're using Postgres as our database. We're using React Native for the front end, and we're using Node, specifically the Nest framework for the API. And then he also asked if I create apps in the past. Yes, I've been the co-founder and CEO of a startup where I had to write over 2 million lines of code, and I've also been programming for several years. All right, let's test out this this save feature now. Looks like we got an error on it already, which is fine. Not worried about it. Just initial testing. But yeah, if I go here and I click that. All right, let's see here. All right, post details. All right, we're gonna turn max off. D just asked if this project is open sourced. No, this is not open source because this is technically this is intellectual property of Bridgemind LLC, and we're going to be launching this app within a week or two, depending on when the App Store is actually able to approve it. JJ said, will you make money with ads in the feed or with a paywall and onboarding process? Yeah, so right now, I'll show you this right now while this feature is being built. So if I sign out of my account, I'll just show you what it looks like when you initially launch the app. When you launch the app, this is the screen that you're met with. It's free to create an account. So you create an account for free. You go through a sign-up process or an onboarding process. Bridgemind 2, Bridgemind 1. So you go here. You can also sign up with Apple or Google. Oops. We just had an error on sign up. Let's figure out what that is. But yeah, so sorry, that kind of threw me off. We had an error, and I think it was come from all the testing that we were doing. But yeah, so the plan is that there's a monthly premium subscription where you have unlimited access and unlimited features, but the app's going to be free to download with ads, and if you want to have limited features, you can use it for free. We're gonna patch this error and then try again. All right, JJ said, okay, and the features are perma timer and posting. Yeah, for the most part. Creating goals, using the Pomodoro features. Yeah, JJ, those are some good ideas. I think that right now, the idea is that, hey, you know, build some MVP features that have basic functionality, and then depending on user feedback, you kind of scale out what people are asking for. But I think that the baseline functionality of the app with the social features and the goal posting and the Pomodoro focus sessions, I think we have an app here that people are gonna appreciate and get value out of. So we'll launch with that, and then once we have people using it, we'll get feedback from the marketplace and make any adjustments that we need to make for sure. All right, we found the issue to when we were doing the test, I think that the DTOs got updated. So JJ said that maybe I need to share my week of accomplishment, which looks good, so people will share it on Instagram stories. Yeah, that is a really good idea. You know, this is day 4. I think that there's a lot of things, a lot of good ideas, a lot of improvements that I can make to what I end up doing with BridgeMind and how I get out there and gain more followers or build more of a community. But yeah, that's a really good idea. Maybe I could put something together that had a list of what was accomplished on a certain day and post it on Instagram and people could repost it. That's a great idea. If you've been watching and you haven't liked and subscribed already, do so that we can keep building this community. Also, there it is in the chat at the top. I've pinned the Discord link. We're trying to build the Discord up so that we can build more of a community. So if you haven't already joined the Discord either, join the Discord so that we can keep growing there. All right, now let's try this. There we go, finally. All right, so we fixed the sign up issue. It ended up just being a password validation issue. But yeah, so once you log in, this is what you see. You see the feed of other users and what they're doing. But yes, if you go over to profile here, you can upgrade to premium, and this is what premium looks like. $4.99. May change that later on, but that's where we'll start. JJ just asked if I've read Atomic Habits. That's a great question. Actually, hold up. Ready to see something? Ask me if I've read Atomic Habits. Right here. Atomic Habits. Another good book for productivity and kind of that goes hand in hand with GoalPost is honestly, this one really gave me some good ideas. Deep Work by Cal Newport. Great book. Yeah, Deep Work is definitely one of the better books that I've read. Essentially, the main concept is this idea that you get more out of work if you're able to focus for like 90-minute sessions. So, for example, even how I'll relate it to GoalPost, you know, with our goals here, you know, let's just create a goal that's build an app, right? So a big point of Deep Work is that you have different things in your life that are important to you, right? Whether that's a lot of it, most of it surrounds like working and whatnot, but you know, the concept is that if you can work for uninterrupted, undistracted lengths of time, that you'll get more done than if you were, for example, like distracted. So, for example, this focus session, I actually got the idea from it after I read that book because the concept in the book, it brings up all these different studies about how doing this strategy actually makes you more productive. So, you know, it's like this stuff is scientifically proven, and it's just really interesting. I mean, really interesting. All right. So something else that we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to update. We're going to need to update our website, but we can do that another time. I'm going to grab another cup of coffee. I'll be back. Coffee break. back. All right. All right. We are vibing, folks. If you've been enjoying the stream, like and subscribe, join the community. We're going to be working on this this is going to be a story arc, is all I got to say. I'm not a person that gives up, so. All right, let's check up on that save functionality that we were working on. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's working, so let's just check the API to see what's going on here. So here are our logs. If I make this request, it's that request is not even making it to the back end. So so we're gonna get that working. How does this look? Oh, that's pretty good. All right, so right now we're working on that error that we saw with basically just clicking this save button. It was throwing an error on the front end, which now it looks like it works. Hit the back end, 201 is unsave. Unsave works, perfect, nice. So that is what saving looks like. So pretty much what we just did, that was a big feature that we worked on about 20 minutes ago to build. It was full stack across the database because we had to fix a goal selection issue as well. It was like a collections, that was weird. But yeah, so saving. Let's like fix these errors, which are harmless, but so we got the save functionality working. There's like a ton of console log issues though. I'm kind of surprised we I'll be streaming for a couple more hours, but my last couple streams they had like over 20 watchers. This one's got 8 so far, so I wonder if we just need more likes or more people subscribing. I haven't really cracked the code yet on what makes a stream perform well. I think it may be people talking in the chat is definitely something, like the chat rate has something to do with it. So Like in past streams, there's been a couple users that have been chatting a bunch in the chat area. So maybe the fact that there's not a ton of action in the chat is what's causing us to have less watchers. Maybe we could test it out. People should spam in the chat, see if we get any more watchers. I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out. If you're just sitting in the stream, all right, let's rerun. Oh, got a network error here. This synthetic leak stop? Yeah. All right, but not this text error. Vibe coding apps. What's up? Vibe coding app says the UI looks great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're up to 903 subscribers. I mean, we had just like 800 something, low 800s just the other day. So we're moving up in the world, I guess. Someday I'll have 10,000. If you want to help me get to 10,000, slap the like, sub. We're moving up. This app is going to be launched like in a week or two, depending on how the App Store takes it. Solve a couple of issues with them, but it's looking good. All right, we're gonna deploy some changes to GitHub just to make sure that we get everything locked in here. I'm gonna stream for a couple more hours, so we're gonna get a lot done. right, let's see if we're still. Dylan just asked if I've ever tried Flutter. No, Dylan, I've actually never worked with Flutter. I like React Native because it's very similar to React, obviously. I have a lot of experience with React and Next.js, so never worked with Flutter. I'm a big, big React Native fan, especially with Expo. Alright, we're still getting this issue. Nope, fixed it. Let's go. It doesn't look good. Nice. Yeah, Cursor's getting a lot better, I'll tell you what. This was not here even like 6 months ago. Perfect. If we've got a couple watchers right now, if you've been watching, you've been enjoying the stream, you've been interested, throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build our community and grow, and it'd be great to have you a part of that community. Yeah, I just don't like... I don't know. May not be ready for this prompt yet. Yeah, I feel like sharing is a big deal. Sharing is going to be a big piece of functionality, and I want to think through sharing in the right way, because if I mess up sharing, then I don't know, that's not good. I do not want to mess up that piece of functionality. It's really important. So I don't know. I think let's just leave it for now. We'll come back to it. I want to think about it a little bit longer, maybe off stream. Oh, wow. That looks way better. Okay, so what we were working on, we were kind of battling some errors there, but we wanted this session card to look much better than what it was previously, and it did a great job. Yeah, this looks great. You can click on the goal now. If you're watching and you haven't liked or subscribed yet, like and subscribe, follow along, join the community. Ah. Chronicle of Ages just said, "What's up? What's up, Chronicle? How's it going? Welcome to the stream." Nice, fix the bug. Chronicle says that the UI looks amazing. He's just started learning React Native today and it's going great. That's awesome, Chronicles. Appreciate the compliment, and that's great that you're learning React Native. Yeah, that's what we're using here, and it's a great language. I mean, it's an amazing framework to know. Very valuable skill for sure. I was considering making like a YouTube video today or something, or putting out some YouTube shorts. I don't know what you guys think, but a couple people in the stream last night were telling me, hey, like you should make videos and shorts and basically try and grow the channel. I was like, well, that sounds good to me. All right, that looks great. All right, I just thought about a pretty serious piece of functionality that I think that needs to be built. So the idea that I just had is that we have these sessions, right? We have these sessions where users come on and they go over to the session page here and they click create session and they select how much time they want to allocate towards a specific goal. They set the timer and they focus in, right? That's a big piece of functionality because the sessions are how you work towards your goals. You focus. You create a session and you focus towards that goal during that period, and then those are then tracked. So, let's just pause and exit this. But if I go over to goals, that previous goal detail page, it had sessions on them. But what we've done, if you look over here on the left, is I'll make the file structure bigger so you can see how this works. We've created this post detail screen. And the post detail screen is now where most of the functionality related to actually being able to see a goal is. So if I click here, that takes me to the user's public profile page, and if I click here, it takes me to that post details page. And you can see that it shows me the user's username, the name of the goal that they've created, how many hours per week they're allocating towards that goal, and then their target date for that goal. So something that I think should be added to this is data on the user's sessions that they've worked towards that goal. So if this sessions is that big of a chunk of functionality, then when users have a public goal and they do a session for a public goal, it should render in those sessions. So that means we need to add some functionality, and we need to articulate that to Cursor in a way that it's going to be able to build it. So let's go up to the entities, drop the entities in. That's from the wrong server though. But yeah, let's go over to the API, drop in the API, drop in the entities, drop in the goals, the sessions. All right, let's go. Big piece of functionality. All right, I got to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. This is really good. This is building the perfect features for us. Looks like we're done here. Let's see what's going on. All right, so we basically were wanting sessions to load in on public goal pages. Nice. Great. The UI isn't great, but the API functionality does work.
All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks for watching, everybody.